Good evening. If you're joining us right now, it is time for Insight Tonight. And tonight, I'm joined by a guest who has a wealth of experience in the subject matter. She knows this inside out. This is a subject that is very, very close to her heart. And I believe something that will be of interest to you or a person near you. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the discussion. Karibu sana.
Thank you so
Karibu
much.
sana.
Yeah.
Kenyans want to know,
Yeah.
what's your name? Where do you come from?
Yeah.
And what do you do?
So my name is Mariam Yusuf. I am a counseling psychologist by profession, currently doing my work here in Nairobi. I come from Limuru, but I've been working in Nairobi specifically in the field of mental health for 5 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
You focus on a particular section of society.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that and
Yeah.
what challenges do they actually go through
Yeah.
that make you wish to intervene?
Yeah, we actually focus so much on the community, marginalized community and informal settlements. Informal settlements are now areas like Mathare, Kibera, you know, the slums, because in these areas we have other factors that are actually contributing a lot on the mental health of the people. So specifically looking at Kibera, because that is where I've done most of my work in the past 5 years, issues like insecurity, because a lot of, theft going around due to poverty. Also poverty, again, is another issue that is causing a lot of mental health issues, hearing people, committing suicide and all that. A lot of teen pregnancies. Yeah, so many girls, leaving school, not being able to proceed in their careers because number one, there is poverty at home.
Right.
So for them, like, there is no life after that.
Right.
Yeah, so we usually focus so much in the community, informal settlements, because we feel like there is a lot of work that needs to be done in these areas.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, from where you sit,
Yeah.
who or which group is the most vulnerable, particularly even among the vulnerable?
Yeah.
Who is the most vulnerable among the people
Yeah.
in that you work with?
I can say young girls, yeah, and the youth generally, not specifically women, but young girls and also young adults who are women, and then now the youth who are people who are transitioning into being adults. So during that stage. So for girls, we can say between age 6 to 14, and then 14 mothers, we can say between age that high school period.
Yes.
So maybe like 12 years before 18.
Right.
Yeah, so these are the most sensitive ages that we focus on.
What sort of dangers, just walk us through, what sort of challenges does a young girl of the ages you've described face in an informal settlement?
Yeah.
One. Actually, let's start here.
Yeah.
What sort of challenges does a person of this age face, a young girl?
Yeah.
And then how much worse do those problems become because of where they live?
Yeah, I can say poverty is a huge factor. Poverty is a huge factor, and you realize even as parents, we are not able to give the best to our child because we are focused on, how are we gonna put, meal at the end of the day on top of the table for them to eat, then also lack of awareness. So you find that we deal with a lot of traumas that these kids are facing, even from home. So we are dealing with abuses, and when we talk about abuses, is not just emotional abuses, because again, these girls that are into teenage pregnancies, most of them are getting these pregnancies from the people that are close to them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so not specifically maybe that they were in a relationship, but they'll tell you, this certain person in the family got close to me and this is how, And again, because of poverty, like an example of a case I can give you is a mother who brought in another, like a stepfather. So because this woman is dependent on, I need, someone to take care of me, to feed my kids. So it's her words against maybe this adult. There's nothing we can do. Where do you want me to take you at the end of the day? Right. Yeah. So these are just some of the challenges that we see happening in informal settlements. And we feel like it's a very sensitive age. Yeah, because a lot of traumas or a lot of, actually 80% of who we become as an adult stems from what happened when we were growing up.
Wow.
So all the anxieties that we get now, maybe depression, even traumas, were just stemming from what was happening growing up.
So tell me, clearly,
Yeah.
with how important this time frame is for our own development, how then do we secure the lives or the futures? How do we secure the futures of young girls in such a disadvantaged environment? Because it looks like, from the sound of it, I mean, the challenges they face, first of all, are hard, and then when you factor in where they are, it compounds those problems, those challenges. So how do we secure the futures of such girls? What are the things that you are doing? What are the things that you expect should be done?
So I can say creating a lot of awareness, which is what I do mostly in the community, because that's where it starts, even for these parents. So for us, what we do is we'll create a lot of mental health awareness, even for these parents to understand what is mental health, what does it mean when you have, what are some of the signs that are showing when you have depression, and how can you also help yourself so you don't transfer this to your kids, or maybe the trauma to your kids. So first we start with awareness, and even before, after starting the teenage pregnancy programs, we realize that the problem starts even before these girls become teenagers. So what do they understand about themselves? What do they understand about their bodies? What are some of the boundaries they need maybe to set for themselves in order for us to help them avoid these teenage pregnancies? So we start first with awareness, and then we also do mentorship, even for teen mothers. So it's okay, this happened, but it doesn't mean that this is the end of your life. So we do a lot of psychosocial support programs where we take them through counseling sessions. Then we do mentorship to be able to bring that confidence in them and just make them reassuring them that this is not the end of it, there is life after this. So once their mental health is okay, then we bring in now other factors like economical empowerment training for them. So we'll help them learn entrepreneurship skills. Some have started businesses and are doing very well. So even us being able to remove them from the mentality of, it's poverty and that's the end, is a way of us ensuring that we have a better future. So mentorship, awareness, and then also providing resources. So this includes training, vocational training that I was talking about. So this is actually what we can do as a society, in order to help out.
Okay, so you've been doing this for the past 5 years in those communities. What are the main challenges you face in doing your job? What's stopping you from doing your job much, much better?
I think I can put in terms of support, I think maybe from the government. Another thing is, like now if you look at mental health in Kenya, actually if you're found committing suicide, you'll be, I think, jailed. That's what happens. So it's so hard for people to understand that even this person who is trying to commit suicide by, trying to die by suicide, that is actually a mental illness. That is actually depression that is causing all this. So this person needs help. This person needs to be taken maybe to a facility instead of being jailed. So we feel like we are trying to put a lot of measures into improving lives, but at the end of the day, we go backwards. We go backwards. But we see hope every day. A lot of people are embracing mental health. A lot of people are coming out to seek help. So I'd say that's one challenge. Another challenge is, our cultures in Africa. It's very hard, especially for the boy child to be able to say, okay, I need, I need help.
Men don't cry?
They don't.
Men don't speak about their problems?
In fact, they don't have problems to begin with. We are okay, Men
don't ask for help.
In
fact, men don't even ask for directions. You'll just find yourself in Namibia and you're trying to go to town.
I know.
Men don't ask for directions. Why do you think? Okay, so actually about that point, which is a critical thing. It's a big barrier for access to mental health.
It is, because at the end of the day, these girls are going back to these men. At the end of the day, the awareness is, men are larger, I can say, part of our community, in terms of pushing things forward. So if we are not moving in the same boat, we'll keep on, going back. And then we're also not able to help a lot of youth, because one of the biggest challenges we've mentioned is it's very hard for boys to be vulnerable, even the youth that it will in the community. So they'll say, okay, yeah, we'll go do an awareness session, and we're like, yeah, these are the signs of depression, and they'll realize, okay, so you mean my substance abuse, because there's a lot of drug cases also in the slum areas. So they'll say, okay, let me go for this therapy and see what happens.
Right.
So they go, and you know, a lot of things happen in the therapy room. So they might find themselves even crying, and they're like, oh, that's the end. I'm never going back there.
It's not happening.
Me crying, no, it's not happening. Yeah. So, yeah, I think culture is also, our African culture is also another thing that is really pushing us behind in these matters.
You know, do you think that, is it fair to say that anyone who's growing up in such an environment has to climb a much higher mountain to the top? I mean, the distance to the top, or even the distance to just reasonable success, is much higher than somebody who's coming from a different environment.
Yeah.
So clearly, there's need for a lot more investment to help these people, help our people, our brothers and sisters, to just have a normal life. Yeah. Now, I want you to paint a picture of what an ideal world would be. If you, right now, you know, holy season of Ramadan, fasting and praying. Yeah. If you could pray to the Almighty and He answers your prayer, what would that world look like? Talk to me about the girls that you work with, the young people that you work with, the communities that you work with. What is the ideal? What is the standard that we should aim towards? What are you working towards yourself? What are you hoping to achieve?
Number one, a world where people will just know that it's okay not to be okay. We actually...
Hold on. You need to say that again. That's powerful. Good people, listen to this. Listen very carefully. All right.
We need to be in a world where people feel like it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to face challenges. It's okay to seek for help. Yeah, it's okay to seek for help. It's okay for you to feel like you really actually need to be supported. And this one I'm emphasizing because of, you know, guys, men. It's really okay. Yeah. And another thing is let's embrace mental health. Let's try to empower maybe young girls in the community. Let's provide resources for them, and also the youth, because as I mentioned before, it's a very critical age, because who you become as an adult is actually what did you do maybe in your teenage years, what happened when you're, exactly. So if we don't focus on maybe paying attention to this critical age, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So picture this, you're a grown-up.
Yeah.
You have gone through all these things. They have affected you a certain way.
Yeah. I
need you to answer two questions around that.
Yeah.
One, can you give us a small toolkit of how to assess yourself? Yeah. You know, self-awareness. What do I need to look out for within myself that will give me a clear indication of the state of my mental health? Yeah. Let's start there.
Okay, so we can maybe start with even physical, emotional signs. Okay. First, even the way you think. What are some of your thought processes? What do you talk about when you're thinking about yourself? Yeah. Are you the type of person that would say, "Oh, something happened at work, so I'm a failure"? Yeah. So what do you think about yourself?
Right. Your thoughts.
Your thoughts, because at the end of the day, what you think will affect your emotions, and then it will translate to your behavior. I can give you a good example.
Please.
Have you ever just sat down and thought about something good that someone said about you? What happens?
You feel good.
You smile.
Smile.
You've seen people
sit upright
in matatus just smiling, and you're wondering, what is happening? Why is this guy smiling? Maybe they've thought about something beautiful, something that someone said, and they automatically felt good. And the behavior, you see joy, you see, so it all starts here. Or you just sat and then you maybe remembered someone that insulted you or did something wrong to you. You become sad about it. You can see anger in this person's face. So just look at, assess your thoughts. Some of the maybe challenges that are leading into mental illnesses, and mental illnesses can be even depression. The depression is actually very huge, and it stems from stress. It's actually a stress that has graduated into depression if nothing was done about it. Right. So even this normal maybe stress that we get in our day-to-day life, yes, I understand we have external factors that are contributing to it, but we also have internal factors, because we might be going through the same thing. Maybe we've all lost our jobs. It's a very stressful thing. But what's the difference between a person who commits suicide due to the stress that comes with losing a job and a person who doesn't, and maybe works through just being difficult state and then coming out of it. Yeah, so it all starts here.
Okay. So we should look at our thoughts.
You look at our thoughts, they are very huge. Okay. And then we have other signs, like if you're maybe someone that you're usually you like to hang out with people, maybe every weekend you go out, you know, for I don't know, football matches with your friends. Yeah,
walks.
Exactly. But you suddenly find yourself isolating yourself. You're like, oh, bros, I can't make it, I can't come. You need to watch that. What is happening? That's another sign. So I'm talking about now physical signs. Isolation is one of them. You not wanting to be involved with people. And I'm not talking about someone that is usually an introvert and they don't go out.
That's different.
That's different.
So yeah? Something that is out of normal behavior.
Yes, and this can be anything. All right, if you are a person that maybe eats usually this much amount of food, have you been overeating recently? Have you eating too much recently? What's happening? You see, yeah? Have you lost your appetite? Because it can show by either eating too much or not eating a lot, yeah, or not even eating at all. You've lost your appetite. Okay. So you need to watch out of such signs. Okay. Another way it can show up is through your sleep patterns. So you either sleep too much because you're exhausted. You can sleep the whole night and sleep the whole day and the whole night again, but you're still feeling tired and you just want to sleep. That's also another sign. Not sleeping at all is also another sign. Yeah, and yeah, so you ask, okay, I haven't been sleeping for 2 days. Do I have a problem?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something else that you might need to help us out with.
Yeah.
So clearly, access to mental health services is a problem.
Yeah.
For some, they're too expensive.
Yeah.
For others, it's expensive, and then there's stigma. You don't want to be seen walking into the guidance and counseling office.
Yeah.
They'll say gangster points.
I know. Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah.
Are there any ways that maybe we can, there's a buzzword these days, self-care.
Yeah.
Are there ways that we can look after ourselves or perhaps even look after the people around us?
Yeah.
Are there things that, before we go to the counselor's office, we should go to the counselor's office, as you say, or speak to someone?
Yeah.
Are there things that we can do to ourselves, for ourselves, or for the people we love, or for the people who are around us, colleagues?
Absolutely,
friends,
absolutely. Yeah. So before even you think about going to a counselor's office, like when it's just extreme, there are things you can do for yourself, yeah? And you actually talked about them. That is now self-care. How well are you taking care of yourself? How are you looking at your thoughts? What are you thinking about your situation and yourself? If you feel like you are in a stressful position and you need to talk to someone, do you reach out? Do you call your friends or maybe someone that you trust in the family? Yeah? Do you do things that bring joy to you? Because number one, if you go to a counselor's room and you're suffering from depression, even before we reach the extreme of giving you antidepressants, we will try and work it out through therapy. And one of the things we do is we try to bring in the things that used to bring joy into your life. Yeah, because that's how the brain works. Okay. When you do something that you love, there is that hormone that actually is produced by your body. Is it dopamine? Yeah, which makes you feel happy again. Yeah, because depression is actually a mood. Right. It's a mood. It affects the mood.
Right.
Yeah. So what can we do about this feeling of sadness?
Okay.
Yeah. So do you do things that bring joy to you? Yeah. How are you taking care of yourself? And so many things work for so many people. Even if you want to just release. Yeah. I might not reach out to talk to a friend, but maybe I can journal. I can write down. Write
down your thoughts.
Yeah. Do I like to sing in the shower? Let me sing. Yeah. If maybe going out for a walk or a run can work, do that.
Everything.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so see, these are just some of the self-care practices, and also breathing helps, especially for people who suffer with anxiety. Just breathe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Breathing exercises, deep breaths and so on.
Very deep. You have to feel it over here, not just normal breathing. Yeah, so that it calms your body and your mind at the same time.
You breathe out, you breathe out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, listen, we are completely out of time, but I want to give you an opportunity to say, if you had to say one thing to one person who's watching right now, something that could perhaps change them from a path of destruction, of loneliness, of hopelessness
Yeah.
to the light. One thing, if you had to say one thing, there's your camera.
This is my camera.
Speak to them from your heart.
Yeah. So I would like to say that there is someone who is willing to listen. Someone listened to me when I thought nobody was there to listen to me. Yeah, so please reach out. Please reach out. Someone will listen. Yeah.
Wow. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming and dropping wisdom, insight. This is Insight Tonight, and I believe you've gotten some insight.
Yeah.
If you like to take long showers, there's a lot of water out here. There's floods everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's take the showers.
Yeah.
Let's take the showers, guys. Let's talk to people. Let's come out. Let's share before you punch somebody out of frustration.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
And
for
good
having
people,
me.
thank you for choosing us to inform you this evening. My name is Victor Muyakane, and it's been my absolute pleasure to bring you the news and this discussion tonight. Up next is a wonderful, turbocharged, supercharged sporting action extravaganza in the name of a show, VAR, right after this break.